Hello, lovies. How are we? Happy Saturday, babes. Oh, well, I wanted to come on and to talk to all of you after we watched the 2020 episode last night, Karen Reed, The Perfect Storm. And we watched it live, right, babe? Some of us, maybe. Hi, lovies. Oh, let me say hello to everyone. Hello, Laura. Hi, lovey. Oh, hearts. I totally agree, babes. We're gonna get into it. Helen, how are you, love? Oh, my gosh, Cindy. I think I can't handle it. I love you. And from Jamie from New Orleans. Oh, Helen, I love your face. Hi, Rachel. Oh, I know. Me too, Anne. Thank you. I want to hear from all of you guys. You know, Mary, it's my girl right there, Miss Mary. And Mimi. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Crystal. Hello, everyone. Hi, besties. Hi, Amanda. Okay. So listen, what did we do? We went through like kind of an emotional roller coaster, babes. We were, I had really like high parts and good thoughts and feelings when it came to Officer John O'Keefe. Seeing different aspects of him, obsessed, old pitches to see him with the babies. Like, I think it might have been his niece when he was like hugging her. I'm like losing it, right? I can't, I'm obsessed. And then there was like him and his sister, seeing him with Kristen. I was really moved and touched, and I loved that. So 2020, brava on giving us more information and like more amazing, background history on Officer John O'Keefe and his family and seeing that dynamic. But Jamie, I say New Orleans, perfect. Thank you, love. Thank you so much. I went one time, the Patriots, I went down for Mardi Gras when it was our 18-0, one more to go, Super Bowl, and we lost. But it's okay. Thank you. I won't digress. But so, yeah, it just like, it moved me and then it enraged me at the same time. Right, guys? Like, were we not set, like, did we not feel thrilled and then enraged? Like, there was so much going on, and I felt like it really did lean and skew to the Commonwealth theory versus everything else that was brought out by the defense, in my opinion. Just saying. Yeah, Megs, you know me. I said I went one time. There was that good old Mardi Gras. I showed, there was no beads. Okay, I'll say that. I was with my mother. So, let me just see what I liked here. And I know, thank you for joining me today too, because guys, I love your face so much. I was like, I don't know if anyone's going to be around. But last night when we were watching it, and also I want to give a shout out to JFK Show Off. Are you kidding me? That man is flying close to the sun and he's not afraid. I got Cully telling me, Kim, we can't do it. We can't scream it. And we had El Jefe and Sean McDonough was on with us, and we're all just independently watching it, silent. And then at commercials, that was a wee bit of a YouTube fail for me. Wouldn't do it again, but you win some and you lose some, right, babes? But he broadcast the whole thing. And I was like, I knew it. And we're not even monetized. So I was like, who cares? And then Dave was like, but it's a problem just because in the grand scheme of things, I think we could have got like a strike or something, or like we could have been in trouble. So I didn't want to be troublesome. Yes. Look at him. Look at it. Look at Margaret. Give him the credit. So, he did get thrown off. Okay. Well, listen, it happens to the best of us, and I think that is, I thought it was very ballsy. I'll tell you that. I was like, good for you. So, um, okay, so let's get back to us and like, so I'm watching it. I'm exhausted, right, babes? I'm sitting there going like this. I'm like, Kim, you're tired. It's 11 o'clock. We took a couple calls afterwards, but it was not the best we've ever done. Okay, and we know this. Yes, it was. Thank you, Lovey. Thanks, Rachel. And my Romy, will Sidekick Steve be making an appearance? Wasn't that something? Guys, yesterday on the Twitter, somebody did like a list of people they can't stand on the Free Karen Reed movement side. Okay. And they said crazy TikTokers, Nurse Kim, and her sidekick, Steve. And when I tell you, everybody, babes, when I tell you I physically blacked out over that one, I said, Steve, sidekick Steve, are you kidding me? Absolutely not. And it was hilarious. So I don't know. Let's text Steve. I think he was out. We talked earlier today. But if he wants to make an appearance, I'd love to have Steve. Steve, join us. So yeah, they were just talking about all of that. And that was, just everybody that they can't stand because we have an opinion that is different than them on a public trial. Yes. I couldn't tell you, Lauren. Don't know, babes, but it makes me a little bit it's a little awkward. It's a little awkward because the feeling isn't reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? This is an unrequited love, babes. Just let it go. Let us flourish, okay? Independently. We're independent queens over here. We punch Proctors. Yeah. Yes. If they, Carrie, that's a great point. And I try not to I'm trying not to, I don't want anyone to really be hating that much because all I'm saying is facts, right, guys? We're not talking like wild stuff. We're just saying our opinions based on evidence. That's it, And yes, I do have opinions, but I always say that's an opinion. In my opinion. Oh, oh, and Brandy, there we go. Any press is good press, I guess, and there we go. Come on, Karen. We do it for the cause. So, all right. So like now I'm back. All right. So I'm back emotionally. And we are talking about, we're at 2020. We're watching the 2020. And we were already said, like, I loved to see the Officer John O'Keefe stuff. It like really, it moved me. It moved me deeply, babes. I was like, I'm on the verge of tears. Okay. There was two different times that I was like, I was on the, no, I think I did cry. I did shed a tear because I'm unstable. But it was when they were talking about Kristen's funeral and Officer John O'Keefe's funeral, his sister Kristen and his funeral, guys. So Officer John O'Keefe did the eulogy for his sister Kristen. And then at Officer John O'Keefe's funeral, his brother Paul did his eulogy. And babes, they both said at the end, the last line of it was, "We'll take it from here." I was verklempt, okay? I was like, I felt like I had, a 1,000-pound elephant on me because I'm like, the babies, I'm thinking about the kids. I'm thinking about his, Officer John O'Keefe's parents. I'm thinking about everybody. And I was a puddle. Put me away, okay? I should have been, I think I did turn like my little camera off for a second to like compose myself. And yeah, that was just like, that was really moving to me. Now, this is interesting. Megs, I love that you say this because I was under the impression, and listen, we don't, we support women and we are not women haters by any means. But there was something a little bit off about this. And I was wondering, like, where am I getting this weird vibe? Like, where is the weird vibe coming from, Kim? And then I remembered that she also was sitting in like on the Boston Globe article, and like she had like a photo, a large blown up photo of Officer John O'Keefe. She has a necklace, okay, with his badge number, of like, just laid upon her chest. And I was like, okay, because I remembered, guys, that how I have like a stupid elephant memory, like, and I remember everything that goes on from the trial. And I remembered that Jen and Kerry had discussed that Officer John O'Keefe allegedly had like this love of his life girlfriend, like one of his great loves was this girl. And I thought it was Tara, who was in this 2020 and the Boston Globe. Of course, it has to be her, right? Like, he was a great love of her life. She was a great love of his life. And come to find out, babes, it's not. It's not. Nope. No, that's not Amy. Amy was the one who, in testimony that Jennifer McCabe and Kerry Roberts talked about, it was a girl named Amy. So, I think Tara is showing a little bit of, anybody remember seeing, what was that movie with Owen Wilson and oh God, I can't think of it. Wedding Crashers, where she was like, if you leave, I'll find you. And I was like, babes, like, like, we're going to just bring it down. We're bringing it down a notch. Right? There it is. There it is, guys. You got it. Hello, Katie Fisher from Edinburgh, Scotland. My Scottish queen. Oh, Cara was her name. I thought it was Tara. Sorry, guys. Isla Fisher. Yes, exactly. And when she was just sitting there, Vince Vaughn, that's who I was thinking. Thank you, Iceman 2.0. Yes, Vince Vaughn, Wedding Crashers. I was like, what are we doing right now? But, to each their own. Who am I? Nobody, babes. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to grieve by being on articles, and if you want to, be on 2020 episodes, like, do you, boo. Grieve how you shall. But that was slightly offensive to all of my senses. Oh, that's terrible. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at Samantha says, oh, no wonder her husband left her. LOL. I don't know that, but like maybe I didn't even realize she was married. I thought that maybe she was still trying to date Officer John O'Keefe, but I perhaps not. Yeah. Yes. It seems a little bit odd. Oh, okay. Here we go. Boston Sarah says, Nurse Kim, request from a fellow RN. Hey, girlfriend. Hey, can you please say, okay, sorry, guys. This is a TikTok thing. I've done this for, since it was trial. It started and it never stopped. So we're going to do it one more time for the people in the back, but we got to go, Jennifer McCabe. That's how I would say her name in a video, because she was making me mental for a while. So yes, absolutely. Meg's just said that, Officer John O'Keefe was so handsome. Oh, sorry. I'm going to go back to that one. CS. He's so handsome. I was like, oh my gosh, like he played golf. I loved all of it. He looked like a little hot tamale. And CS said ABC 2020 should be ashamed. They didn't cover hardly any of the evidence from the defense and completely left out the ARCA experts that were hired by the FBI. Yes. So now that's part of what I wanted to get into with you guys too. Okay. So, that was a little bit odd and off-putting for me because, guys, it was no mention of everything that was in favor of the defense. Everything, guys. Like, how did we do that? How is it possible that we are going to lay out the Commonwealth's theory? And I mean, down to the point where they showed a picture, okay, actually just for good old punch of Proctor, right? Because like, come on, Mickey, all right? So he's got like, look at, he's Santa. He comes with all of his 45 pieces of tail light, okay? And he clearly scatters them. Okay. He plays them like it's tiny little, maybe he's, doing an Easter egg hunt, but we're doing a polycarbonate plastic hunt at 34 Fairview. And people are finding this, we know, for 18 days after Officer John O'Keefe is found on January 29th, 2022, and make it make sense. So when you look at the put together, like the entire put together, am I the wrong way? You know what I mean? When you look at the entire taillight, guys, everything was found. Everything was found. All of the pieces of taillight. Like, would that ever happen? Would it ever come together? Babe, I can't even find puzzle pieces in my house in a box that I just opened. Okay. I get a 500. Listen, I'm not doing, 20,000 piece puzzles. I'm trying to do a 500 banger. Okay. And am I doing it right? No, I'm not. And there's always going to be between 4 and 7 that are missing. Okay. And I just don't understand how, like, they were able to get the entire taillight pieced back in by Mass State Police, right? And then and the crime lab, and that it equals the full replacement, and it is all set. Yes, that is so smart. Look, Carrie says they didn't mention they were finding pieces for days. It made it seem like they found it right away. Totally agree, Carrie. And what I'm going to say on that is that they like went right to the testimony of Gallagher, where he is like, yep, all the pictures were taken. Everything was done because we are, incredible. You're welcome. And it was like a farce, it was just like, I was like that, but that's not what really happened. So that was agitating to me. Okay. And how about, Kate says it was because of the leaf blowers. Absolutely, babes. But let me also remind you this, my lover, okay, is that we know that they didn't mention the red Solo cups or a Stop and Shop bag until maybe 15 minutes before the end of the episode. I swore to God, guys, that there was going to be a part 2. I said, there's no way that this is it. There's no way, but it was. Kathleen, hi. Thank you so much. I sent you a TikTok DM for a request you made. Did you get it? No, I didn't. But you might have gone, Kathleen, into a random, what I call the other folder. And the other folder in TikTok is insane. It's where people like react to my story. Like if I send a story and somebody puts like a fire or a heart sign, it'll be there. And I have like, I wouldn't even know how many I have. So I'm wicked sorry about that. But if you can send it to me on my email, I will get it. Okay. So it is legalnursekim@gmail.com. All right, lovey. Thank you so much. And okay. Yes. Okay. Wait, Brandy, I was so nervous when there was 10 minutes left. I was like, they're missing so much. Brandy, are we twinning right now? Yes, we are, babes. Yes, we are. Because I was not well. I was physically unwell by the end because I was like, there's no way. And if you went back and looked at the other, 1 hour and 50 minutes of it, you're like, okay, so yes, they have completely laid out the Commonwealth's theory, but like, when are we going to actually talk about the shit? Because saying that Proctor was, should have been a conflict of interest is general like knowledge. The fact that you didn't get into the fact that Trooper Proctor said that, get my wife, get one for Elizabeth, get a gift for Elizabeth from one of the McCabe and Albert, when it was talking to Courtney, was talking to Julie Albert. And like they said, oh, they want to get you a gift when it's all over. Are you like, That wasn't an appearance of impropriety, guys. That was inappropriate behavior. Yes. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Karen Harris, butt dials, discarded phones, SIM cards. Okay, babes, let's talk about our SIM cards. How about our SIM cards that are just getting broken and thrown away on military bases down in the Cape? Okay, just a regular Tuesday for certain individuals. Oh, okay. Now, Michelle, I love this. Okay, Michelle, I live for this. Okay. Why did Karen do the 2020 interview? I'm shocked her awesome legal team okayed it. Well, Michelle, we talked about this just a wee bit when we were on live, like during commercials, because you have to remember that Karen's awesome legal team also allowed her to sit down with who? Dave Cullinane, my Dave, our Dave. Okay. Good old Davy boy. Good old Steve. Okay, maybe he's going to go into witness protection after the supper. I don't know what's going on. But we know that, that Karen's legal team, which is Alan Jackson, David Yannetti, and Liza Little, they think that, they believe in their client. They know that Karen is going to just say what happened, and they have no limits on anything that she says, which I would say in this interview with this interviewer, I would have put limits on the questions, because there was 2 questions that were asked that I wanted to, punch a Proctor, but to the interviewer. Kelly. Oh, yes. Good old Steve. Yeah, Emma, it was an old interview, but the one that was in the where she was talking in the dressing room, or not a dressing room. Oh, Kimberly. When she was in the hotel room, right? And she was drinking full calorie diet. I mean, full calorie Coke, guys. Did you see that? I could never. Okay. I could never drink a full calorie Coca-Cola and still fit in. Well, I can barely fit into my own clothes. Never mind drinking full calorie Coca-Cola. But I didn't know if Yannetti was there. Yes. And this is, yes, we liked that. I loved when Jackson was like, I bet my entire career. Brandy, incredible. I thought so. The same thing. I thought that was such a powerful moment of the broadcast. And we know, guys, in 30 years, okay, Alan Jackson has been kicking ass and taking names for 33 years. Okay. Just he's incredible. He was a prosecutor, and then he went into his, private practice for defense. But him saying that was like, I'm putting it all on Black. Like I put it all. He's all in. And I think that most of us, if you have a position where you think Karen is innocent or you think Karen is guilty, I think that we're all pretty much all in on our positions. And I try so hard to have a conversation with people, but they don't want to, at all. Oh, okay. I'll hide that. And yes. Oh, okay. I love this. Karen Timmons says, read the article from Turtle Boy's second juror interview. The jurors didn't even think most of the things we discuss were considered important. It's crazy. Yeah, I didn't read it all, but I did read some of it. But I also want to say that this is a huge opportunity, guys, for Alan Jackson, for David Yannetti, for Liza Little, for intern nurse Kim. Just saying, call me. Is we have to ensure that somehow there needs to be like a motion filed, guys, that says that they need to know, the jury, then if there is another trial, that the jury needs to know who Arca is and where they came from, because now this is the second juror who has come forward and said that they believe that Arca is from an insurance company. I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, come again? You think that an insurance company is testifying in a criminal friggin' trial for murder? I blame punch a Proctor, okay? Because what are we doing? Oh, yeah, it really is. And what are we saying? The jurors got lost in Lally's sauce. Babe, I got lost. I too got lost in the what if any sauce. Who if any sauce? Okay. I'm sleeping, and I'm interested and I'm able to multitask, listen on 1.25 speed if I have like a meeting or whatever. And, I'm picturing these jurors just sitting there and there was reports from Ted Daniels, from Christina Rex, from Jessica Machado, and from Turtle Boy that were like, oh God, some of these jurors aren't even taking notes anymore. Oh, I know. It's so hard. I'm so happy to see you, Emma. Thank you for answering my FaceTime. Oh, Kelly. This was incredible. Who, if anyone, was driving the ambulance? Okay, did we all collectively have our eyes twitch? Yep, we did. And okay, okay, this is interesting. Samantha says that the judge needs to recuse herself. If not, I file a motion to change venue. She's obviously biased. And them playing the clip of her saying, is something funny, Miss Reed? Yeah, that was, and she goes, yeah, you old hag, it's you. Well, and Samantha, what's hilarious about that was the fact that when this happened, right, Sam, it was that Judge Cannoni had just laughed about something right before it. So Karen was like, oh, cool, because Mr. Yannetti had said, Judge Cannoni said, you've seen slips here that have been lesser included charges, Mr. Yannetti, and she's laughing. So I think that Karen figured she's never going to give it to me. So she turns around, she laughs, and then she gets scolded like a child for it. I was like, I can't, it was a little much in my opinion. What have I done? I just touched the screen, guys. Don't know what I did here. Oh, that's so nice. Thank you, Brian. Oh, Brian Goodman, I appreciate you. I just got a random, guys, I don't know how to work a desktop. We know this about me. The desktop just came up that said, and it popped up my emails, but it came in front of the screen where you are. And Brian gave me a little tip, and he wrote me a note. So thank you so much, Brian. I appreciate you. Oh, look at this. Jamie Birch. Oh, Kim. Karen was laughing at the sheer audacity of the judge. Touche, my friend. Touche. So, this was, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I wanted to say that it made me emotional. Now, guys, let's talk about, because we didn't talk about this. Let me see Mary first. Mary, my Mary Malaki. Is that how I say it? Malaki. Like when I say that the boys in the Mass State Police are up to bullshit and malarkey. Is that what we're doing? An interview with you and Ms. Little would be awesome. Put your wants in the globe, babe. Okay. From your lips to God's ears, I would be there. I'll send her an email. Okay. I don't know if she'll answer, but I'll send it. And my lover Romy with cheese. Did Jennifer McCabe go to Officer John O'Keefe's funeral? I believe she did. Guys in the chat. Oh, she didn't. Karen Harris, are you telling me she did not? I lied. I lied through my teeth. Okay. How come? How come she didn't go to the funeral? I have a question for you. We've got some questions here. Why was she not present? That was her best friend. Remember that she told us on the stand? That's my best friend that I found. Huh. Thank you, Romy. I didn't know that. I knew that the boys didn't go, but I did not know that. I assumed that that she did go. None of them. Okay. Oh, TB said she didn't. Okay. All right. Not one mofo went, says Mary Romine. Well, and guys, let's just say for 1 second, okay? I don't mean to blow your minds, but so you're going to tell me that none of these people, the 8 people that were at the house, 8, 10, 12, 56, I don't fucking know who was at the after party. Pardon my French, sorry. But I think there was 9, right, that left. And because Tristan technically wasn't there, he just picked up Caitlin and she was high maintenance. But remember, all of these people, and specifically Jennifer McCabe, would like us to believe that she was so close to Officer John O'Keefe that this has, hurt her soul. Brian Albert worked on the same Boston Police Department as him. As Officer John O'Keefe, who was found on your front lawn. You guys that day had gone to New York. You had flown. Albert flew down and then drove home with Big Neck Daddy Higgins. But Big Neck Daddy just drove down that day, and they did not know the New York police officer. They were just doing it out of respect for a fallen officer. But you didn't go to Officer John O'Keefe's services? Oh, look. Oh, I'm sorry. I got something right here for you. Oh, Karen, I remember. I remember the shock and horror. Yes. Do we live on another universe? Are we out of this solar system, guys? What is happening right now? Oh. Lauren Wilson says, and the jurors have their own theory that maybe John jumped back and fell on his own. Like, what? You can't create your own story. Okay, Lauren, you're going to get me in trouble, but I'm going to create my own story if you guys would listen to it. Okay. So I had a mucked up dream last night. Okay. And first we need to do this. On your mark, get set, punch a Proctor. So last night I'm in a weird ass space. I just watched this 2020 interview right before the 2020 guys. What had I watched? Sean McDonough's channel, right? And he has Officer Javier. Officer Javier is a newly retired Boston police officer. And he says to me, he didn't say it to me, he said it to all of us, but I'm believing that him and I are also shooting the breeze. And he says, he goes, Kim, I don't think that the defense theory makes sense. And I don't think that the prosecution theory makes sense. And he said, I don't know what happened, but I know that I'm not sold on either of them. And then I go to bed. Okay. So now I've watched 2020 and I go to bed. And guys, I had a dream. Don't judge me. But I thought I was what is those things? A drone? Is it a drone or a droid? I don't fucking know. But I'm something up in the air, right? And I'm just looking down. I'm looking down at everything. And I'm there on January 29th, 2022. Now, I'll answer that right afterwards, Romy. Okay. I love your face. So she goes, so I'm the drone, right? I'm the drone and I'm there. And I go, Officer John O'Keefe, right? And I'm saying to him, he can't hear me. And so then what I'm watching is he gets out of the car. Now guys, don't judge. He gets out of the car. And she's pissy. Now they did have an argument. Okay, they did. But Karen said that she was pissy with him and she was angry at him that night. And so they're in the car and he sees the text message from Big Neck Daddy Higgins. Again, this is alleged and a dream. You can't fight me. Okay, so he sees the text message from Big Neck Daddy Higgins and to Karen, and he goes, are you fucking kidding me? And then he gets the text message from Big Neck Daddy Higgins, and it says, you come in here? And he's like, bet, pull up, beat, mother humper. Okay. And he's like, he's ready. He goes, let's tango. And I'm like, oh, Lord. So I'm like, don't do it, Officer O'Keefe. And he gets out of the car. Now Karen's like, God damn it, John. That's what she said. God damn it, John. And he gets out. He walks to the back of the car. Swear to God, guys, listen to what he does. Just like Arca, I had like a flashback. And Arca, he takes his cup that he took from the bar and he throws it, fucking chucks it, dude, at the back of Karen's, at her car. The taillight, he breaks the taillight with the freaking rocks glass. So then he goes, because you guys remember, Big Neck Daddy Higgins was leaving at 12:30. So, and Karen goes, she's like, fuck you, John. And she just takes off and she's like, I'm going. She's home at 12:36. Okay. Then Big Neck Daddy Higgins comes out and Chloe was doing a pee-pee in the backyard and the gate opened up. Chloe runs out. She goes to nab on Officer John O'Keefe's right arm. And then Higgy comes out and he's going to get in the car, but then he sees John and they have a small tussle. And Higgins gets into his vehicle. And when he's pulling off with the plow, he smashes him in that 2.5-inch laceration. And no one in the house knew. Okay. That was all a dream. That was all a dream. But how crazy, right? Like I dream really weird. Commercials? What commercial? Do Crash Daddy? Oh, Crash Daddy said it wouldn't break the tail. Damn it. Okay, see, Brenda, this was a dream. It was all a dream, babe. Yeah. Mary, what is from the 2020? I don't know. My story isn't working. Oh yeah, it was a dream. But yeah, that was just, I was thinking to myself, like, what if when we were hearing Javier, right? And we're hearing only the Commonwealth side, guys. Wouldn't it be some shit? I mean, clearly it's not some shit, but wouldn't it be something if there was like a way that Karen is innocent and that like nobody else, like maybe the majority didn't know. I don't know, like all I know is that Karen did not hit Officer John O'Keefe. Otherwise, I don't know what happened. I'm not Michael Proctor. Okay. That's not my job. My job is to look at the evidence as like pretend I'm a juror, be a registered nurse that I have been for almost 18 years and to use my brain, which luckily I have. Commercial breaks, comment, continue, but we lose you. Oh no, I don't know what that means. How do I turn that off? I didn't even know it was on. Oh, guys, I don't know how to work this. I'm so sorry. Where does it go? Well, where do I go? I'm really sorry. I apologize, babe. I didn't do anything different. Do I usually have a commercial? Huh. I'm so sorry, lovey. But how But how did no one see him in the yard? Lisa, again, this is just a dream, but yeah, you're absolutely right. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't work. I wasn't a good drone. You know what I'm saying? But I was just thinking to myself, maybe there was a way. Like, could you imagine if we were all so bullshit at each other? Like, and being like, and people saying like, oh yeah, whatever. And then like it coming out to be that John tells us some other way through some forensics or FBI data. And I'm praying, babes. I am praying. I have heard now from 3 different sources. Now, are they accurate? Probably not. But 3 different people in law enforcement that said that that they heard it was going to be a data dump in October, more from the FBI. And that kind of makes sense to me since the Farwell situation. If the FBI had more pages, can you imagine if they've been able to do so much more since their first dump from like the 2023 compiling? Because remember, the TUI process, when they gave all the information to the defense guys, that was that was in January. So now they've had months and months and months. If it is still an ongoing investigation and they were to dump more documents, punch a Proctor. Oh my God. I hate this. Kim, it's okay. Ads sometimes play. It's quick. Oh, okay. I love you. Thank you, Escape the Wind. I didn't touch them. I pinky swear. I did not touch the ads. And then, yes. Okay. Jenny 33. Don't you tempt me with a good time, babe. Okay. We need you to do a documentary with all the evidence as laid out in court, like a proper list of all the things we saw at trial. Jenny, I got your number 33. Okay. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, babes, because I'm going to tell you right now, I'm abnormal. I like keep in a chamber. Now, can I remember what the frig I just came into my kitchen for? No, absolutely not. But I can tell you that on day 16, I know that, Kerry Roberts said, blah, 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 like, you know what I mean? And I know a lot of the testimony, a lot. And I feel like I really am pretty proficient in the evidence as well. I would love to do that. Let's do it for like next week. Let's do like a Talk Shit Tuesday and we'll do that. Okay. Oh, look at Helen. Helen, I love you. Okay. Oh, fingers crossed. Emma, fingers crossed, baby. Oh, yes. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Look at May. Don't forget to like. You don't have to, but if you do love me, I love you too. Okay. So, all right, here we go. Now, what else did I want to say? Okay. So how about, guys, we didn't like touch on, what was your take on Karen getting choked up when she was talking about Mrs. Reed? That was the second time. Okay. I was misty and crying off camera. I had to turn my screen off. When Officer John O'Keefe, the bagpipes are playing, I'm like, take me out, okay? I'm emotionally unwell. Second cry of the night is when Karen cries. Then I'm crying. And I thought, guys, that was such a beautiful moment of like humanity and humanizing Karen, because people are so not only evil to her and say that she looks like a killer and she's like, like whatever, like they're so cruel of how people look. And I'm going to say this just because I believe it deeply in my heart, guys. I don't believe that there should be any cruelty or judgment or like harassing of the O'Keefe family at all. I don't personally believe that. And I do not believe that there should be harassment and horrible behavior towards the Reed family. And I think that Karen has been so head in the game, guys, like that she knows that she has to not only fight for her life, but I believe that she is fighting for Officer John O'Keefe's life too, like in doing the best that she can to fight back for justice for him. And that question that was asked of her about her mother And then she thought back to when she was probably, like she said, my mom taught me how to get dressed. And, to see emotion on people, that doesn't make you weak. That doesn't make the Commonwealth win. To me, that shows your vulnerability in your strength. And I hope that if I get an opportunity to speak with Karen ever, that I would, hopefully encourage her to, just keep not be afraid of that, because I know that maybe she thinks if I tap into it, I wouldn't be able to get out of it. But like, it's okay. You don't have to be, so strong all the time. Like you can show it to us, and like we can continue to just send all of our like healing and positivity and all of our like love and light to you. Oh my gosh, Mr. Reed. Oh, agreed. And she loves her dad. Mary, I wonder what those that criticize her looks would like her or would look like in her chair. Sorry, I'm new at reading. I'd need to be heavily medicated and gagged from yelling or harming. Jennifer McCabe. I think that guys, would be an absolute nightmare. Okay. I'd be a blabber. They'd be like, put this bitch in an insane asylum. Clink, clink, send her to Tewksbury State. I'm in a white coat. I'm getting a grippy sock vacation. And that's about it. Okay. Like, they'd be like, she hasn't stopped crying. Like I'd just be like, oh, like I don't know what I would be doing. So like for her not to do that, I'm very impressed. But also it's not, we're all just here if she would like to show it. Thank you, the Goodmans. You became a member. I love you, Lovey. Thank you so much. And thank you. I love you, Sophie. So yeah, that's just like, I thought that was a profound moment, guys, because that was really, different. I haven't seen that ever. I've never seen that pre-trial. I've never seen that, during trial or post-trial. Like, I mean, I really liked when the mistrial was declared by Judge Canoni, and she ran over and gave a hug to her dad before, Paul O'Keefe said, when he was very angry and said like, it's not over or something to her in the courtroom. That was like kind of the only different emotion that I saw come out of Karen. Brenda, you know it, sister. Yes, 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 absolutely. Teresa McD. She is so strong. Oh, yes. And then what do we got here? Jamie Birch says jurors knowing about Turtle Boy thought he brought up in the Crash Daddies. Jurors knowing about Turtle Boy thought he brought up in the Crash Daddies. I don't know, Jamie. Thought he brought up the Crash Daddies in the Crash Daddies. Turtle Boy was brought up during trial because Allie McCabe and Jen McCabe talked about harassment. I don't know if that was what you were saying. I'm sorry. And yes. Okay, here we go. When Judge Bev declared the mistrial in the Michael Chesna case, I felt awful for his wife. Then his trial, she declares a mistrial, is odd. 2 of her trials back to back. And absolutely, I agree. And, I kind of criticized that a little bit, Samantha. I was like, God, doesn't that like not look great on a judge? Right? Like I said to myself, don't you want to have like be making sure that you're running your courtroom so well that people are able to come to a verdict? Our 12 jurors are able to come to a verdict. But, the lawyers that I talk to, like I'm friendly with Note Your Objection on, she's a Southie lawyer on TikTok. And she was actually on NBC 10. Her name is Catherine. She's awesome. And then there was, I talked to Attorney Starr too on TikTok, and they said it really doesn't reflect on the judge at all, Kim. So, but I mean, two like national cases back to back. That is wild. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. And Bevis, I know. Absolutely. Here we go. Question from Megs. Does Bev handle objections with all of her cases the same way? Like, did the other trial, did they not have to state the reason that they're objecting? That is such a good question, Megs. I don't know that. That is up to her discretion. But I feel, and I'm trying to be very smart and pretty right now, okay? But I feel, because I watched some of the Chesna trial, I didn't watch it all, but I feel like they gave specific reasons in the Chesna trial. Somebody correct me if I'm incorrect. Mm-hmm. And okay, Bev did mess up. Agreed. Bev messed up with the verdict slip is what Emma's saying. And I totally agree with that. I think that, she said that it wasn't a problem and then it became a problem. Like, we just were in a nightmare, guys, right? Oh, Mary. Hi, Mary. That's an amazing dream. I've often wondered if Higgins waited and confronted John outside, then it continued, or they dragged him inside. Oh, Mary, we're not going to speculate because people will get angry at us. But listen, we can speculate because we're just saying. But I totally believe that something else had to happen. And guys, how many times have I wondered to myself, like, if he had hit a rock or something, right? Like, let's say he fell, trampled, hit a rock, and that 2-inch laceration occurred to the right occiput of his skull. That would make sense, right? It would almost make sense. A projectile, a very hard fall, a projectile. I'm not a projectile, but just him, something coming out of the ground, anything. But there was nothing there. It was just grass. So the grass didn't do that. Oh, yes. And Meg, listen, anybody who, I swear to goodness, if you need a reading, okay, she has done my energy for a month. She does this on the first of the month for me. Megs, please put in your TikTok so that people can understand your incredible gift. First of all, my Nana Phyllis came through and I was like crying because I hadn't heard from my Nana in a long time. Or I hadn't felt her, and Megs helped me. And also, guys, if you think I'm bullshitting you, she called on live. I have it documented. I'll put it up as a post. She did. She called a mistrial in the Karen Reed in the trial. She called it a mistrial from day one of jury deliberations. She said that there was a male and a female, and their energies were not allowing it. Like, they would not come to an agreement. And this was day one when I'm sitting at a watch party with Sean McDonough, the Glairer, I think Mike Crawford was there, Maz, like we were all in little boxes. Melanie Little showed up for no, was it Melanie Little? Melanie Little showed up, yeah, a little bit. And then we all, went home because we were like, oh my gosh, but we figured it was still we were going to get a verdict. And then on day 5, they ended up calling the mistrial. But Megs, put your stuff in because she is so good. Sorry, but she was saying that remote viewing dreams are strange, but always important. What are you telling us? Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Let's see. Kate, tell me everything. Throwing it out there. What if Matt was jealous because Jen was talking to John? Something was said when John showed up at the house, and now we're here. Kate, that's a theory. Okay. Was she, I mean, you think that I would call him Mr. Veneers is what I called Matt McCabe. I said, Mr. Veneers, what are you doing? But I don't know if he seemed like maybe he was a jealous type of a human. I think anything is as plausible as anything else because we don't know. But perhaps I think that he really liked John, though, right? Like, don't you think that like Matt kind of wanted to be like John, unlike Higgins, who wanted to like be with his girl, in my opinion. And here we go. Kelly, tell me everything. Here we go. I think the Alberts wanted to shut John up about Sandra and other bad stuff. Higgy, Big Neck Daddy Higgins, and Brian Albert, he was talking to Karen Reed and saw his opportunity. I believe they were going to they were going to set up Higgy, but Berkey wouldn't let them. Listen, there is so much more, babe. You are so right, Kelly, because there is a situation where I think that Chief Berkowitz, when he was sitting and testifying, guys, he said that he wasn't testifying. It was Big Neck Daddy Higgins was testifying about Kenny Berkowitz, Chief Berkowitz. And he said that he was afraid of Brian Albert and that like multiple other police officers were. And, he made that allegation that he was afraid of him. And do you think that I think that Higgy and Berkowitz had a very close relationship, guys, because they weren't supposed to be in that. He wasn't even supposed to be in that office. He wasn't supposed to be in Canton. He should have been going down to the main office, but he was able to get that satellite because he could pull the strings with Chief Berkowitz. And Romy, my lover Romy with cheese, says, I want to know if KR saw Higgins' Jeep because on 2020, last night, she said she was parked at the end of the driveway when John O'Keefe got out of the car. Yes. And that's so funny that you say that, Romy, because when we go back and look at the text messages from a Jennifer McCabe to Officer John O'Keefe, she says that Karen was outside for over 20 minutes, allegedly, that she was there till 12:45 when Jen sent that last text. She said that she got up out of her seat in the kitchen and walked over to either the window or the door and looked at the vehicle each time. Now, if you remember, there is one of the text messages. I don't exactly remember what time, guys. I believe it was around 12:30 that she says, pull behind me. Okay. Pull behind me. She was in the driveway. Okay. So what, that makes sense to me that Karen was at the foot of the driveway and that, she was just following directions of what Jen told her to do. Now, guys, if you line that up and you say, well, that's weird, the Commonwealth is telling us that Jen basically was the reason Karen got arrested and arraigned. If you go back and listen to Adam Lally's arraignment, it is all based on hearsay of Jennifer McCabe. I do not care. Fight me to the death with this one. It says, and then Jen said, and then Jen said, and then Jen said for 15 minutes. Okay. And so if she's saying that Karen was there till 12:45, but we know that Karen connected to One Meadows at 12:36 a.m., it didn't happen. Punch a Proctor. Oh, hi, Susie. I can't believe I caught your live. I love your sense of humor and approach to dealing with everyone. You remind me of my little sister. Oh, and that's a compliment. She makes everything a good time. Thank you so much, Susie. I appreciate you being here with me. I love your face. And then we got Ask Bob says, Berkowitz and Rafferty both in the Sallyport video. Why? So shady. Ask Bob. Who are we going to ask? No one gives a shit, right? Like, it's so shady. Okay. Oh, hold on, guys. 1 second. I just got to do, hold, please. Kino, no. No. Danger. Fresh boy. Danger. Oops, sorry. Sorry, guys. We just had a slight dangerous emergency. Kino was eating a wrapper. Okay, look at, come here. Come to me. Come to me. Love me. Love me. Love me. No, don't run. Come. Come. Ugh. No eating wrappers. No eating wrappers. Danger. Danger, sir. Okay. Oh, good boy. Okay. Sorry, guys. All right. Show this. Ooh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Start. Here we go. I'm going to do it. I'm finding it. All right. Here we go. Angela Lala says the way OGO observed the room while at the waterfall is chilling. He didn't hang with Higgy or BA at the bar, but was asked to come back to the house. Totally agree, babes. And I also wanted to say, oh, okay, that now I know where that lives. That's very good. I also wanted to say about that is that, like, remember, babes, that this was always Karen's beef about going back to the house. She said, I didn't hear anybody invite us. Are we good to come back here? Because it was little Brian's birthday, right? Brian Jr. He had a couple of girlfriends at the house. They were just hanging out. And then all the adults come home. And like, I guess that Nicole had said to the table, hey, if anyone wants to go, you know, if you guys want to come back, you can come back. But Nicole said that she only invited her sister. She said, I only invited Jen. She didn't say, oh, yes, I told Karen and John, please come. I think they just kind of, you know, like went back. Oh, I know. I'm so sorry. I'm the same way. If I don't get a direct invite, I feel unwelcome. Megs, I am the same way. Cheryl, I'm so sorry. I've tried to say this. I don't know what button I touched because this is the same exact button. I didn't change anything. This is just my screen. And I don't know what I did. I'm so sorry. And I don't know how to turn it off, but I will YouTube how to turn it off for next time. Sorry about that. Ooh, Patrick Davidson says, I totally think the injury on John's head came from Higgins' plow. Like, I mean, guys, I'm not saying like whatever, we don't know what we don't know, but like, it's just very interesting to me because like, remember that he specifically, meaning Higgy, Big Neck Daddy Higgins, made sure to say that like when he got into the Jeep, right? That he was looking down because he had his joystick. It was some kind of like hydraulic system that he had. And he said it was scraping and then he had to pick it up. So it was on the ground and then it went up. I'm just saying. Oh, thank you, Donna Rocha. I appreciate you. Lovey. Nah, not the plow. MJ, boss. Yeah, see, you know, like, we don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying. Oh, thank you. Emma, is this accurate? You have to get premium to get rid of ads. It's not on Nurse Kim's end. I pinky swear on everything good and holy. You guys know me. I don't even know how to touch the things. So I swear, if you've been on here before, I don't know what happens because I'm just like talking to you because you're my best friends from out of town. But I didn't touch or change anything. So I really apologize. But if that might make sense. I don't know about like if the premium, I have premium, but I don't know what other people, I apologize again. All right. Hey, Kim, can you please read the super chat questions that you're replying to out loud? Just for those of us who are driving or not looking at the screen. Thanks. Love you. Jen Willow, you got it, babe. Okay. I'm going to read them out loud and then answer. See, this is why thank you guys for helping me and allowing me to be just a little bit of a nightmare each and every time you sign up here. So we were just talking, today, guys, we were going to do this and just see what we thought about the 2020 overall. And I think that it was like a kind of, I don't want to say like a hit piece, but it feels like it. To me, like overall, if anybody else came in and had not known anything about the case last night, nothing, right? Let's say they came in and they were like, oh God, I heard about that, but like they knew nothing, right? I feel that 2020 case, that the 2020 episode was like kind of like just giving the Commonwealth side. And all I hope is that if it sparked interest in anyone, if any human out there in the world, if this sparked interest in you, please research. Please go look at court documents. I'll do a series, babe. If we need to do a pre-trial motions and like go through the trial, like and do like highlights, just so that people can see this. Because if you were depending on ABC News and if you were depending on 2020 to give it to you straight, to shoot it straight down the middle and say call balls and strikes appropriately, in my humble opinion, it wasn't done. It wasn't done. Kelly. Okay, don't you dare. I'll do it. Okay, we'll do it together. Mary says, Chrissy, oh yeah, this wasn't at me, but I'll just hide that then. Here we do. Okay, here we go. Jenny 33 says, that's why we need your doc, Nurse Kim. On it, baby. And this is where Josie G says, I think that's what she means. I think Higgins having a beef with Officer John O'Keefe was to settle was a gift. Okay. Having a beef to settle with John O'Keefe to settle was a gift. Okay. And then my opinion is this is Meg's. My opinion is Officer John O'Keefe was an angel sent to us to uncover corruption that is happening. I believe Officer John O'Keefe's case brought light to Sandra's and so many more. I think that you are right on the money, Megs. I think that Officer John O'Keefe's life, the way he lived his life, how he was such a good man, how he took care of others around him, how he stepped up in his family in such a profound way to take his niece and nephew, and that he was just like a good guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like a solid fucking dude, right? And unfortunately, guys, there's not many in this world that like, if you can do something for me, I'll do it for you. It feels like how I get a gist of Officer John O'Keefe is that he did the right thing when no one was looking. I think that's why Karen liked him. I think that's why, his families and his family and friends are, devastated. Maybe that's why Tara, was sitting there in her red top and she's weeping still because, he was laying pipe that she didn't even know was possible. We don't know what kind of skills Officer John O'Keefe had. Okay. But like, all around, incredible man. I do not get paid. Kelly, sorry, Kelly. Oh God, was that? Oh, this is going to be on the internet forever. Sorry. Look at this. This is hilarious. Bob, Ask Bob says Canton needs the National Guard. Sure as shit does. Hello, call it in. Also, it's the fucking Canton Triangle, guys. Pardon my French, I'm sorry. The Canton Triangle. There's no cell reception, okay? Which I want to bring it back to this because this is like this kind of, you know what? We're going to do this in my Jenny 33, the document, like the evidence stuff, because we have to remember, babes, that Adam Lally and Commonwealth supporters are going to tell you till they're blue in the goddamn face that Officer John O'Keefe did not go into the house. He did not go into the house. He didn't go into the house. There's nothing that says he went into the house. Woohoo! Okay. Would agree, except for the fact that the cell service there is bullshit. Brian Albert would tell us, Nicole tells us, we have terrible, like the worst. They live right behind the train tracks, right? So like there's like a little zoop zoop over there. And that like no one ever had service. So if his like whatever this is, the radius of his cell phone was saying that like, oh, the thing was wide and then it got really small to 3 feet, that doesn't mean shit to me in a location where there is terrible cell phone service. If you've got one bar, I'm not taking your goddamn accuracy. You know what I'm saying? And also, sidebar, I'm not taking Trooper Garino's word for shit. After Sandra Birchmore, you can't say, you know, nope, I'm not doing it. I don't trust you. I think that he was looking, but he's looking for a needle in a haystack. I don't know what he was looking for. He's a princess in the pea. I don't know what he's doing, but he's not doing his job effectively. MLC, Super Trooperino. Oh, okay, guys, we've got to get into it. I'm going to let you go. I'll let you go after this. I just wanted to touch your face. But let's talk about this because when my jaw, okay, you know, like I'm an expressive broad, right? We know this about me. When I see that they're giving airtime on ABC's 2020, on 2020, Barbara Walters 2020, you're giving airtime to a slutty Sullivan sister? Shame on you. Shame on you. And that she's going to sit there, and I call her like I said that she's a bit of a full-faced vixen is what I called little Marietta. But you know, she was you know, they had the elevator incident, which, you know, I believe they maybe did make out. Okay, how about that? How about that? I've seen cat eyes like her makeup. Get away from my man. You're lucky. This is what, like, I don't understand how this is a big deal. If you're from Massachusetts and you're abroad and you walk in and you see your boyfriend sloppy, babe, he's sloppy. I see him in a hall. My kids are in a friggin' room down the hall, and she's looking through him and like latching onto him, hugging him. Okay. The fact that Karen said F you and she goes F you too, and that like they thought that was this is what? This is motive for what? You are giving background of what? Like that would have ended if I was in Aruba. That probably would have ended with like, you know, a little bit more of an interaction, I'll say. And then it would have been over, but we're talking about it and pretending like it has something to do with January 29th, 2022. And also to the to Laura Sullivan, I think it was really shitty. Okay, big sister Laura, that you were trying to bring up that like Karen was a weirdo of some sort by her trying to make it right and like feeling bad afterwards after the blow up by trying to pay for a portion of your sister's hotel room. And you think you're going to make Karen Reed look like an asshole for taking you and 6 friends out for your boyfriend's birthday? Hey, Laura. Hey, I got something for you. Okay. It's Like, what are we doing? It's rude. Mavis, I'm sorry. It would have been a more of an interaction. Am I right? Like, that's what you think you got? Oh, we've got her and her delusions. Karen Reed has delusions of, of infidelity. Okay. I I just don't get it. I don't get it. There would have been an interaction in my point. Oh, here we go. Oh no. Oh no. Ham people are disrespecting the slutty. Oh, oh no. Ham people are disrespecting the Sully sisters. Sorry. NICU. Kim is the least boring. Oh. Oh. Okay. Bye, Nico. If you don't like it, hey, Nico. Nico. Bye-bye. Oh, bye-bye, Nico. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be boring. Yeah. So that is, here we go. Let's see what the Iceman has to say. There's a reason it's always been called a woman's intuition, because it's right 99% of the time. And I'm a guy, just saying. Iceman 2.0, are you in my top 8? Okay. Are we going to make this like a MySpace, babe? Because I'm obsessed. Listen to me. Let's talk about women's intuition really quick. When there has been a lot of like kind of shitting on Karen as it relates to her and what happened around 5 o'clock in the morning, right? So she gets home, she's back at One Meadows, she leaves the rage voicemails and texts to John. And she, is pissed off. To me, that is somebody who thinks that her boyfriend is doing, like he's doing something and he's not coming home. It does not say I have injured or unalived you. Okay. That doesn't say that to me, but that's just my opinion. However, last night I heard for the first time that Karen said, I had never felt this way before. I woke up in a panic and I am so sorry. And I pray that you never, ever, ever have to feel this. But if there has ever been a time in your life that you either get a call at, 3 o'clock in the morning and somebody is not alive, or somebody has left this earth and it, okay? Me as a nurse in my professional life, it has happened to me 3 times where I got a feeling that I cannot verbalize to you. I knew that it is, we call it like, it's like imminent, oh God, no, not imminent harm, but like impending doom, right? So it's a feeling of impending doom, but it was like already done. I don't know how to describe that. Like, I don't think something's going to happen. I knew it happened. Okay. Then in my personal life, and again, I don't wish anxiety or mental health concerns on anyone, but I am the most anxious person you will ever meet. I kind of mask it with like, I'll make a joke and I'll say like, oh, shut up, Kim. Or I'll like have to chew gum and say, you're breathing if you're chewing gum, because like, that's just, I'm abnormal. But if my kids or my husband do not call me when they say they will, I'm not well, guys. I immediately go to sometimes I will go to a place that is like they're in a ditch somewhere, unalived. Okay. So for me, I liked hearing Karen say, I felt dread. I knew that something happened and I felt dread because we're women, babes. We're women and we see it, we feel it, we know it. And when it comes on you and you feel like you're like, oh gosh, I have like something is telling me don't go to this place. Listen to it, babes. Listen every time, because you will save you, and tell your friends if you feel something about them. Mothers that have lost, oh, okay. Glitter Beauties says mothers that have lost children have described this as well. And it happened to my mom when her boyfriend was killed. She said it woke her up and she felt like she was no longer on this earth. I get it as well. Glitter Beauties, first of all, I am so sorry. You are so beautiful. Also, like, I'm looking at your picture, you're stunning. I'm so sorry that your mom has gone through that, and and that you get the same thing, but it's like a protection for us, right? Like, that's our grandmothers and our great grandmas that are with us and that are sending it down and giving us that feeling, that extra sense of protection. But thank you for sharing that with us. Oh, Emma, thank you for sharing that, because I'm the same way. Ladies, that is what we need to just, like, acknowledge, right? And people will say that's, her saying that he's dead or that he was hit by a plow, like, though that's like what she thought. P.S. Babes, I just went through and watched Kerry Roberts' testimony again, because I was listening to the part where Mrs. O'Keefe had said in the car on the way to Good Samaritan, that said, you just left him there. And then Mr. O'Keefe said, oh, leave her alone, Peggy. She's been through enough. And this is before Officer John O'Keefe was not with us on this earth anymore, before he was pronounced. But Kerry said that they were going out and that she was looking, like, they went on main roads, babes. They drove main roads from One Meadows to 34 Fairview, because they were looking for John if he was walking home. So you thought that he walked home from Brian Albert's house? That was the first time I ever heard that in testimony. Absolutely. Caroline Forth says, never ignore your intuition. Sometimes we have to live and learn. And babes, girls, ladies, haven't we? Unfortunately. And that's the time where, like, you check it, but you're not able to, you're like, oh, I'm being weird. Like, why am I being weird about this? And then, God forbid, something bad happens. And sometimes it does. 1 in 2 of us, something bad happens, if you're picking up what I'm putting down. Romy says, same, Kim. If my kids aren't home in time, I'm convinced they are unalive in a ditch. My head goes to the worst case scenario all the time and I spiral. Romy, that is why you are my soul sister. And we know this. Like, and when I would say that in a chat where, like, I was trying to be an observer and trying to make people from the Commonwealth side understand that, they were like, you dumb bitch, you dumb crazy bitch, you should, go get a grippy vacation, you need to be medicated, you slut. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, have a great day, take care now, mazel. Yes. Oh, look at this. And then Meg says, I always check on my friend if they randomly come into my head. More times than not, something is going on. Well, Megs, you don't count. Listen, you're not like a regular one of us. You are like, you've got the power. So check on me if you please, if you think something's wrong. And yeah. Look at Caroline also says, Romy, I absolutely understand that. My mind instantly goes to worst case scenario. And those aren't the things, guys. Like, it unfortunately, again, and the older we get, babes, right now I'm in my late 30s. Oh, she's 38. Get her a cane, babe. These are the things where I have learned in my life to trust in me. Right? Trust in you, boo. So if I'm feeling it, I'm saying it. Okay. What I'm going to do every time is when I was younger, I would put myself in a situation because I cared about what other people thought, or God forbid, I don't want anyone to be mad at me, or, whatever. But like 38-year-old Kim is like, oh, hey, I got something right here for you. All right. I'm not afraid. Oh, oh, you guys, look at, and Hart says, remember when Karen left because she felt uncomfortable with John's family? How quickly they all looked at her as being guilty. That is so interesting that you say that, Hearts, because, when we listened to that first interview from Paul O'Keefe right after the mistrial, when he did the exclusive with Christina Rex, and he said, my gosh, if you just heard me burp, no, you didn't. Okay. I'm sorry. Oh God, I'm sorry. It's on the internet forever. Okay. When he did his first interview and he said, we knew from day one, my mother knew from day one. And I said, Mom, don't think like that. And he said, but she knew. And then when I was listening to Kerry Roberts' testimony again, babes, it reminded me that on January 29th or January 30th, she couldn't remember which one, that Peggy O'Keefe had told the girls, both Kerry Roberts and Jennifer McCabe, to make a list and to document all the events, like they needed to do like the list of what happened. You need to write down everything for trial. For Karen Read's trial on January 29th or January 30th, Karen Read wasn't arrested until February 1st, 2022. She didn't get arraigned in Stoughton District Court until February 2nd, 2022. Why is Peggy telling the girls to document a timeline of events days before her arrest when an investigation had just been started? Carrie Ann says, my gut may be big, but it's never wrong. Listen to me, okay? I get you, sister. And I, too, am in the FUPA Club, okay? Yes, there it is. Here it is. On your mark, get set. I feel that after down, up, back, and down the stairs, B.A. grabbed John's arms and Higgins and Colin jumped him. Chloe attacked his arm and B.A. tossed him where he hit his head on the weight bench. That's from you, lady in the back. Yeah, that, I feel like people have their own, everybody has a slightly different theory. I hope that it actually, though, really comes kind of more together, guys. Instead of there to be that many theories, I would really like if the defense was able to, or if the FBI was able to provide an additional data dump, if we could find out what that really looks like. Oh, guys, Echo Justice says, what's the FUPA Club? Okay, we're going to need somebody say that in the chat, because I will not say that on the internet for everyone to know forever. Yes. Okay, Emma, thank you for asking. I'm going to answer this for you. So Emma says, Nurse Kim, I'm curious, what do you think happened to the 3 liters of blood? So this is interesting. I said this, I was talking about this a while back. I think I was on Maz's show, actually. He did a great show that night on like wounds and whatnot, and just asked me some questions. But here's the thing, is that I have never been under the impression that the ground was frozen, right? Like it was January, I get it. It was 18 degrees, I get it. But they're like, frozen to the point where the Commonwealth and the Commonwealth supporters state that Officer John O'Keefe striking his head on pavement, I'm not on pavement, on frozen ground, made a 2-inch laceration on his right occiput. No, it didn't. No, it didn't. I don't give a shit. No, it didn't. Ask a doctor. Ask a Kim. Okay, I'm a nationally wound certified nurse. No, it didn't. And the thing that I probably believe is that it was warm if he was placed there, right? It either had to be at a different location or it got soaked into the ground. There was no, it would absolutely be taken in by earth and soil, because there wasn't a frozen layer and it had just started to snow unless he was put on top of it. But we do know that there was the grass was underneath, guys. I think that the earth had to have taken it in, right? Soak it right in, just like water or anything else from rain. And then, or it was in a different location, in my humble opinion. And also, babes, I said this on Maza's show, and I want you all to hear me in this, because this was kind of like a revelation. And I don't know if I've talked to all of you about it. Okay. So you look right here, you see these pieces of tail light, right? So, and you see Trooper Proctor, punch him. Okay. So anywho, with the pieces of tail light, let's say that the Commonwealth's theory is accurate. Let's just say, babes, let's just give it a damn whirl. And we say that Karen Reed struck Officer John O'Keefe at 24 miles per hour in 5 seconds, okay, in, going 62 feet in a linear fashion. And that is when he is struck and the tail light shatters. It shatters into 45 pieces. Well, babes, what happened that night is that there was snow. It was the beginning of a snowstorm and Lucky was out plowing. Now, when Lucky was plowing that, there never would have been tail light pieces next to Officer John O'Keefe's body 10 feet into the yard, 12 feet into the yard, 20 feet into the yard. We still don't know exactly where he was located. Great job, Trooper Paul. Look, I got something for you. It's right there. Okay. So this, it would have never happened that the tail light pieces sprayed everywhere, that the body went, that projectiled where the car was. I mean, it was everywhere, but there was none on the street. Okay. So who reached out to me? Babes, I have a lot of people. I got people that like me. City plow guys, town plow guys, all the plow guys, right? And they sent me private DMs and they go, hey, Kim, it never made sense to us that all of the taillight was found at the point of impact, because the plow drivers would have, when they were plowing, doing multiple passes of 34 Fairview, that would have dragged the pieces of taillight, the red polycarbonate would have been up at, like Matthew McCabe said, either at the Asian family's home, or it would have been found in different locations. It never would have been at the point of impact. It would have been taken further down the road. Just saying. Yes, babes. It could have been many houses. And for the fact that they said that they found all 45 pieces of it at the point of impact, or there was 3 pieces around where Officer John O'Keefe, right, where he was. We have reports of that we could document. And it just doesn't make sense. It would not have been in the berms. That's not what they do. Listen to Lucky, babes. Listen to Mr. Trotter. Fuck, I'm obsessed. Mr. Trotter looks like the little old man in Up. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? I'm crying. I want to go buy him a balloon. I'm going to fucking Canton and I'm buying him a balloon. He's my best friend. Oh, I got a punch Proctor just for him. So anyway, he's driving, right? And he told us how he teaches everyone how you need to do plowing. So they're not building up the big piles on the side. They do the middle of the road, they keep everything, they try to keep it in the middle. So that brings it from one point A all the way up probably to the end of the road. And then it would get at the end, they do the middle, and then they do the way at the side, right? To bring everything up, which still would have not been found at 34 Fairview. Oh, yeah. Oh, see, Taryn, thank you so much for telling me this, because I need to go read that. And I know the Turtle Boy is on tonight. And I'm going to be on, guys, at 7:00. Oh God, I got to go because I'm going to be on Calling All Beings with DJ and with Mr. Murphy and with Mr. Betterow, our best friend, Mr. Mark Betterow, and with Mizzy. And we're going to be doing a Sandra Birchmore roundtable, and that's going to be at 7:00 on Calling All Beings, guys. If you want to join, I would love to see your face. If not, I totally get it. But I'm very excited to hear what Turtle Boy has to say about like last night with the 2020, in addition to what the juror said, because I can't believe Taryn says, according to the latest juror, they did not believe Lucky. What? I found Lucky to be credible. Yes, Emma, we'll catch up on that. Scott, go back and babe. Oh, Scott McGinnis just says, how cringe was it? Officer John O'Keefe's ex-girl from a decade ago with his badge number necklace and tattoo. Can you say bunny boiler? Scott, I'm afraid to ask what that is. So I don't know what a bunny boiler is, but I'm assuming we're not giving compliments, because I earlier was definitely saying that I thought she was Amy. Okay. I thought she was like one of his great loves of his life that Kerry and Jennifer McCabe had described, like that. Oh, she was never Amy, blah, blah, blah. But this lady's name was Tara. I don't know. Fatal Attraction. Oh, that's in Fatal Attraction? With Sharon Stone? A bunny boiler. Huh. Oh my. She had a moment, guys. It was a blonde moment. I know what it is. Scott. Oh, damn it. That poor bunny. I know what it is now. I was thinking like a bunny ranch, or I don't know. Oh, Lord. I went somewhere else, guys. Oh, Glenn Close. Yes. What am I thinking? What is Sharon Stone in with her legs? What's that one? Oh my gosh. Samantha writes, John's ex is a grifter. That's all. Laughing my ass off. That is, oh my gosh. Lord, hear our prayers. We are praying for peace, babes. Oh, look at JFK. Hi, JFK. I just wanted to tell you, I need to give you so many compliments, Lovey. You were flying so close to the sun last night. I am so jealous of you. I complimented you in the beginning because you were not afraid, babes. You were not afraid. Copyright your ass, okay? Dave had me out of my lady bits, okay, over it. He goes, we call people and they were like, you can't show the 2020, Kim. You can't do it. You're going to get a strike and you're going to be banned from TikTok. I mean, not TikTok. I'm already done with that. But from YouTube. But you were not afraid and you just kept doing it. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, my friend. Oh, Sean wants to talk to JFK. Please. Okay. Echo Justice says, Kim, Sean wants to talk to JFK. Okay, absolutely. I will 100% get you his information. JFK, can may I email you, or not email you, but Do you have a Twitter? Are we on Twitter together? Do I follow you? Or do you follow me? JFK, yes. Yeah. And you know who doesn't have balls? Don't be hating, okay? Says JFK has balls. You know who doesn't, babes? Steve. Steve has no canyons. I'm just saying. We were afraid. We don't even monetize. We have not enough views. That's hilarious that we were so scared. Oh, great. Ooh, Microdrops dropped another fire one today. Can we watch that or no? Okay, we got to go. I know we've got to go. Let's go because we're going to be ready. I've got to feed the children. Okay. Like a mother of the year. Going to feed the kids. And then I've got a 7:00 stream. So I love your faces more than anything. Thank you so much for just doing a random time with me today. And we'll be back and we'll talk all BS on Tuesday. Okay, babes? But if anything else comes up, we'll have another one. Thank you for answering my FaceTime. I love your face. Good night, guys.